So for this exercise, we're going to have a look at one of my biggest problem areas, which is tight hamstrings. Tight hamstrings can be something that can develop in anyone at any time through lack of use, lack of mobility, and mainly because even when people do start to exercise, the dominant area that they start to look at if they are working their legs is their quads and sometimes the glutes, but rarely the hamstrings, other than through just direct strengthening. When it comes to mobility, we tend to be doing things more naturally that stretch our quads and less so on our hamstrings. And whenever I've seen anybody do stretches on their hamstrings, the actual quality of the stretch is usually pretty poor. It tends to be just a case of sort of stepping back and then trying to bend over like this, the back rounds, and there's not a whole lot of tension ends up going through there. Or it could be the other way where people try and force it, where you start bouncing into things where your legs are up on an object, so maybe up on an object like this, and start to bounce back and forth. None of these things are particularly helpful, and they're more likely to do damage than good. So what we're going to use today is a hamstring lean and lift. So rather than bouncing through a stretch all the time, what we're going to try and do is use the fact that we're going to use momentum to move into the stretch, not bouncing though. We're still trying to control what we're doing, controlling our way down, but using some momentum to get a little bit more movement or more length in the stretch with every single rep. So the leg will lift up. I've got a stable chair to be able to do that on. You can use it on any solid platform. It's a bit more difficult on something like a couch because it's soft, so when you hit it, you're going to kind of go into it. But sometimes on the arm of the couch, maybe that would be a bit more possible. So what you're looking to do is have your legs straight. Don't lock your knee out. Keep your posture as best you possibly can. Now you'll see when I do this, I'm going to try and take my hands out to the side so that I've got poise while I'm doing it as best I can manage as far as keeping poise is concerned. Not the most graceful creature in the world, but you're trying to keep the best poise you can, keep your torso as tall as you can. You're bouncing around and forward a little bit because you've got some movement, but you're just trying to stay in control as best you can. Don't force yourself to go further than your body will allow. You're just looking for a subtle stretch, then you're going to come back, lift again, keeping everything in control. And because you've got to lift and stand on one leg effectively, you need everything to be stable in the midsection, which is going to help you when you go to go forward again, so that everything works together and you extend through the hamstring correctly. I'll show you what I mean. So you'll see from that, my range of motion is pretty poor. There's probably people that are worse than me, but probably not many. But there's some motion there at least. But all I'm doing is trying to find the range of motion that I can comfortably go to. I feel a slight stretch up the back of my hamstring, but I'm not forcing it to a point where it feels like it's going to tear or do any damage. And that's all that you're looking to do. Personally, this is something I'm going to be working on over the next few weeks and trying to add into my daily routine. So I would invite you to do the same. If you go to do it and you find that you can drape yourself all the way forward, perfect posture, and there's hardly any tension in your hamstring, maybe you don't need to do this. Maybe there are other areas that should be giving you more concern and you should spend more time on them. For me, that's not the case, so I'm going to have to spend a little bit of time on this. The other advantage with this, obviously, is the fact that you can't really compensate with the other leg. So if you've got an imbalance, which I do have, one hamstring is very slightly tighter than the other one, then this is going to start to work on each one individually, and hopefully it'll start to redress that imbalance. So give it a shot. It doesn't take any more than a chair. It'll only take you, 20-30 seconds to do each leg. Do what you can, do what you feel comfortable with, see how it feels, and if you feel it's going to be beneficial to you, I'd encourage you to try and put this into your routine every single day for at least a week or so. See how it goes, but really give it a chance, see how that goes. And if it's working for you, then you can keep it up and keep it as part of your daily routine. If you feel that it's not doing anything for you, there are many other exercises right here that you can go and check out. So I'd encourage you to do that. Have a shot, see how you got on, and I'll talk to you next time.